Welcome friends. In today's session, we are going to see practice lab, that is Codelab for build heroes, superheroes are. So let's begin. So make sure you complete this Codelab, that is material theming with Jetpack Compose and simple animation with Jetpack Compose. You can go through these both the videos. I have been uploading it into my playlist. You can just check from there. So in this Codelab, we need to create this application. So this is light theme and this is for the dark theme. Let's move to the next. So here they have not given us any direct code, but they have given us the steps. So let me just open Android Studio. So as it is mentioned, just click on new project, select empty activity, and you can name it as anything what you want. So I will just here name it as superhero, and I will just click on finish. So you can see now project is opening. So let me just split my screen. So you can see importing part is going on. We are down. Superhero 2 it is showing. Okay, let it be. So you can see it is still under process. So let that process get completed. Till the time we will move towards the steps. You can see first step we are done with. So second step is to download the logo and the images. So just click on here. Zip file will be downloaded. Make sure to extract the zip file. Extract all, and you can choose a destination folder or you can directly extract to the desktop or in the downloads folder itself. So I will create one new folder as S and I will just save it. I will extract the files here. And you can see there is a drawable folder. Within that, here are the 6 images and then 2 background and foreground launchers. So then all these are in .xml format. So we will open it in our project. So it is said us to refer this change the app change icon. So change the app icon Codelab. So I've uploaded that video too. You can go through that video. And it has said us to create an interactive. Okay, we can also refer to this one for importing the images. So you can see this setup is about to finish. Let's wait for a few seconds. So this completes. Once it will complete, we will move to the steps. So it is done. So you can see now we need to just add those photos, images and logo as well as okay, images and logo we need to add to our project. So I'll just click on resource manager. If you are not having this resource manager here, make sure to go with main menu, view, tool windows, and you will find here resource manager. Just click on that. You will see here the previous IC launcher background and IC launcher foreground image. So these are XML files. You can see its code. You can see here code part and here design part. So we are going to change this image icon. So just you can click on this plus icon, then click on image asset. Then in the foreground layer, make sure to select the path which we have extracted. So I will just show you the path where we have extracted. So I have extracted in S folder. Make sure to go to the drawables and select for the foreground. IC launcher foreground. You will be seeing here preview. Then here background is green color. So we will also add our background code here. Same steps, navigate to the folder which you have extracted and select for the IC launcher background.xml file. You will be seeing here the changes. You want to increase the size, then you can just resize this, increase or reduce the size. I will keep it as default 100 and let's click on next. You can see it is showing us red color and it is said here some files shown in red will override the existing files. So as we have changed the file, the codes will be changed here. So click on finish. You can see the launcher, IC launcher for foreground and background have automatically changed. You can see it has changed. So let's close these both. Now let's move to the next step. Refer to the create an interactive dice roller app. So we need to import the images. So just click on plus icon, import drawables. Then see I am already in the folder where I have extracted. So select all these images, that is XML files 1 to 6, then click on open. So you can see here in my system it is showing me this error, or it is asking me to please try again. If you are facing this, then you can follow my steps, or else it will be directly imported in your system. So I just click on open. You can see I am clicking on the import files and I am selecting one at a time, only one single I am selecting. So it is taking all imports. I just open those all. Then once you are done with all, make sure to select all images, 1 to 6 images. Then select the density and then select value as no density. Density, no density. Make sure to select this for each and every from first to sixth one. So follow this step, or else you may get some errors. So make sure to follow this step. Once you are done with this, just click on next. It will show here the preview, or you can see here. So just click on the import. Once you click the file photos or that images, those file will be loaded here. You can see now it is showing only 4, but still few are missing. So we will again click on add image, select any one of them, and just make the changes as required. Click on next. You will see it is showing in red color. So click on import. The remaining will also automatically be imported properly. Once we are done with this, we are done with the second step. Let's move to the third step. Now third step says that we need to download the cabin format. So just click on the link. We will be redirected to Google Fonts. Search for the cabin. Then select it and you will see here get font. Just click on that. You can download from here or you can directly download all. So I'm just clicking on this download icon. So you can see zip file is downloaded. Let's extract that zip file to same directory, or you can extract it here itself. So I will just extract it. So you can see it is done. So we have static folder and these 4 files. From this static folder, we need to copy paste these cabin bold and cabin regular. So I'll select these both and just copy them. Copy, and I will just minimize this one and close this folder. This also upload. Now it is said us to copy these fonts to our project. So before that, make sure once you are copied, click on the com.example. No, we need to add the fonts in drawables, right? No, in drawables it is not needed. So we need to add those in. You can see cabin ruler font files from the. So we need to just right click on the resources, then click on new, then make sure to select for the Android resource directory. Then you rename it as font, then make sure to select the type as font and just click on OK. This will be created, directory will be created. Then just right click on that and paste it. It will ask for the permission, just click on OK. Once you click on OK, you will see that both the formats are being imported in our project. So after this, make sure to rename this. So you need to make the changes like replacing the capital letters with the small letters and replacing hyphen with the underscore symbol. So make sure to do it for both. If you miss to do this, then it may face some error or warning may be there. To avoid unnecessary warnings, just follow the steps. You will be not facing any errors or warnings. So we are done with this part. Now you can see explore the different forms. Okay, we are done with this part. Now create a data class to hold the data for each hero superhero. So we need to create a model package, then hero data class. So before that, let me just modify my activity main activity.kt file. So you can see as we are going to make the changes in our code. So I will just remove this part, make sure to remove the same. Now, then we don't need this greeting one composable function. So I am just removing it also. In preview, we don't need this function. So we will remove this. Once you are done with this much, then we need to just right click on the this one, first one, com.example.superhero. Whichever name you give, it will be taking here. So right click on that, click on new. No, we need to first create package, right? So click on new, then click on package. Here, make sure to type model and press enter key. You will be seeing here new package will be created. Then right click on that package, new, then Kotlin class or file. Then make sure to select it as data class and type here hero. Make sure to type H as capital and rest all small. Once you are done with this, now you can see a card. Here one card, example card is given. So it is having a hero title, that is name, hero description and hero image. So these both are one below the other. So this code will be in the column format and this image is aside of this title and description. So this will be in the row format. So we need to add this image in row format and this both in the column format. So as it is a data class, so it must have the data variables. So let's create those variables. Then you can see we need to take the name. So I will just give it name and I will make it a string. As I know name variables, mostly names are in the string. So then second description. So description, that I will take it as string. Then finally I will take image. So for right now I am taking it as string, but we will be modifying this entire code. So this we are done with this part. So now you can see we are done with this part. Fourth step is completed. So let's move to the fifth step. You can see here in the same model package, create another file. We need to create another file where we need to store this entire code. So let's copy this code. Right click on the module, new, Kotlin class or file. Make sure to select it as a file and give it name as I'm giving here heroes repository, right? Then click on enter. So this name why I'm giving, because it is given here. So I'm just giving the same name. Click on enter. So you will be here given with the heroes repository.kt file. It is said that file information about which holds all. Okay, we are done with this file. Now we need to just paste this entire code here. Just paste it. Once you are done with the pasting, now you will see so many warnings, or these are the 54, total 54 warnings you can say, or the errors are there. Red color we will assume it as error and yellow color as warnings. So total 54 errors you are facing. See here, it is showing 54 errors and 2 warnings. So before that, you take your cursor on this, you will see here no parameter named as with the name resource form. So it is asking us to create the name resource. As it is, we have given here name. So we need to just modify it to the name resource. So once you are done with this, you can just see. Then make sure to give same for the all, because here for each it is given as resource at the end. So image resource. Once you are done with this, you can see now warning part is error parts are now reduced. So now you can see there are 18 errors yet still in the code. So take your cursor to this red mark and click on import. Now here will be the list of the imports. So make sure to select the project which your name, that is your project which name it has, same app.main file. Make sure to select that one. Then you can see here now these images are being showing here. So you can see the small previews here for our hero images. So now you can take your cursor to this line. Now you can see here argument type is matched. Actually type is int, but string was expected. So we need to change the type. So let's change this one, type for the int. Now you can see we have done for the image resources. So this warning is that error is gone from the below. Now you can take your cursor to this. You can see here it is saying us what to create a string value resource hero1. So it is asking us to create string value. That means in the string.xml file. So here it is in values string.xml file. It is not having here the content. So it is showing us error in this file. So let's move to the next step. You can see here below the strings.xml file is given. So just copy it and make sure to paste it. Once you are done with this, you can see now the warnings have been reduced. Or you can see it is showing red color line. So just take your cursor to that and it is again saying to actual type is int but string was expected. So we will change this string type to the int. Once you are done with this, make sure to edit it also. So you can see we are done with this part. Once this is done, now let's check for the errors. Boom, you can see there is no error. So you can see this hint part is showing. Let me just check once again. You can see it is gone. So I just saved my code, it went. So let's move to the next step now. You can see material theming. You can refer to this material theming builder, theme builder, or just follow my steps. Now we need to just create this color.kt file. So it is already given. You can see here UI theme. Then double click on this color.kt. Once you double click on that, you can see entire code copy and just make sure to paste the entire code here. Once you are done with this pasting, so let's move to the next step. Next step is shape.kt. As you can see, there is no shape.kt file. So right click on the UI.theme, click on new, Kotlin class or file, then click on file and make sure to give name it as shape with capital S. Then just copy this entire code and paste it here. Once you are done with this, let's move to the next step, type.kt. So double click the type.kt, just copy this entire code and replace it with the previous code. So you can see I am just replacing it with the previous code. So you can see here now it is showing us warning. No, it is error. Red color is error. So why it is saying error? Now you can see here create extension property superheroes it is asking. It is because our project name is superhero, but here superheroes is used. So make sure to edit this part with your project name. If you take sh, that will be your project name, then make sure to give the sh. Or if you give it a name, for example, like Heroes Hub, then you can just add it to Heroes Hub. So make sure to rename this part. Once you are done with this, the warning or the error part is gone from the entire code. So let's move to the next step now. Theme.kt. So you can see here theme.kt, just open it. Just copy this entire code and make it to remove the previous code and paste the new one. Once you are pasting this new one, you will be seeing here so many errors. You can see it is showing us so many errors. Right? It is showing too many errors. So MD theme light primary So these many are the all errors. So what we need to do? So let me just remove this package. Let me check once. If I remove that package, see, I remove that, the errors are gone. So still the two errors are there. So we are facing still two errors, right? So let's see those errors. What are those? You can see here at the end they are given errors. So you can share shapes and typography. So it is asking us to create the material function type of material theme, right? And for the shapes, you can see add the dependency. Okay, just click on this. Let us take this one. Then you can see there is no error. So once we are done with this, right, we'll just check once again. So this Gradle in progress is showing. So let it get completed. Let's move to the next step now. We are done with this part, right? Code is completely copy pasted. Let's move to the next step. Here comes the main function, that is display list. For display list, we need to create one hero screen.kt file under the com.example.superheroes. So we have given it as superhero name. So I'll just right click on it, click on new Kotlin file or class. Make sure to select it as file. Then just enter superheroes. So hero screen, I'm entering it as it is. Just click on enter. You will be navigators or you will be opened with this superheroes.kt file. Just close all the previous files. We don't need those shape.kt, color.kt. Let heroes repository be there. Strings also don't needed, not needed. Heroes dot this one let it be. So why I'm keeping this? Because we need to make the changes. So you can see in the main it is showing us some errors. Main activity.kt it is giving us too many errors, right? 3 errors are given. You can see it is asking us to create annotation, superhero theme, right? So before that, let me just check once for the theme.kt file. It is occurring because here you can see we have not made the changes here. Make sure to change this part also. Once you are done with this, still we are having errors. Okay, let me just check it once. Create material theme. No. Why it is giving errors? Create function material theme. So let me just copy and paste this entire theme.kt file once again. I just copy it and make sure to select all and paste it. So you can see it is still showing us the error. Clean to create. But introduction material 3 demography was expected. So you need to import this one, right? Let me just import that part here once. If it resolves our problem, then we will be. So you can see it is showing gray, that is, it is dim in color. That means it is not used here. So let me check once again for theme.kt, what is the difference? So let me change this part once again. Make sure to change it superheroes. As you can see, my H is caps. So let me just make it caps. Once I have done with these caps, you can see still this is showing us error. Create material theme. But why it is showing us this way? So let me check once if I have imported wrong file. So color scheme, I will just remove it. Not needed. Material theme we have created, right? So let me remove this part, material theme. Oh, we need not to remove this one. We will remove this typography one. So let me check once again. Superhero theme. Superhero theme. I've made the changes, but yet it is not showing me. So let's import this one. Make sure to import your project files for only, then it will be gone maybe. Okay, one warning is gone, but still the second one is showing us. So it is asking us to create. We are not needed to do this one. Kotlin text file. Create white typography. If I made it as typography, it is still not working. So let me just check once again. So let's check once to this folder. Let's remove these all. These are not needed. Just remove the unwanted parts. Then we will remove this. Within UI we have the theme. Okay, let me just check once if I remove this one, is it working? It's asking us to create this one. So annotation class we need not to make, but let me just undo this all. Just a minute, let me check once again if there is any warning or the error part. So let's just import this part. And just copy this one and I will add here as import. So if I have done this, then is it working, right? So let me just remove this part from here. Now you can see there is no error in our main activity.kt file. So let me check once again for the theme.kt. So it is still asking us to create this part or create the function material theme. It should not show the part because we have already done with this. So let's check once again for theme. We just keep it on. Move this entire and paste it once again. So I will rename it here as well as let me rename it once again. So So let's check by importing this one, compose.material3. So still the warnings are showing to us. So make sure to create import this first one only. For typography, it is showing us still the warning. So just a minute, let me check once again why it is showing us warning. Composable runtime as well as the material we have imported. Right, let me just check once again. So you can see I've copy pasted it in wrong one, right? So theme dot, where is theme.kt? This is type.kt, right? Theme.kt, it is here. So I've copy pasted right only. Check once again and let me just modify name. Then it is showing the same once again. So let me take my cursor on it. What it is saying, it is asking us to create, right? So it is asking us to create Kotlin mismatch. So argument type mismatched, actual type is Kotlin.text.typography, but under composable. Okay. So let me check once again for the import files. So as we know, we have copy pasted this entire code, right? But let me just undo this because you can see in the starting there was a code. So let me just change it to the completely old version, that is first one. So that I will just check once. You can see here this package was imported. So let's copy this code now and we will just make sure to paste it below this package by removing the previous one code. So once you remove the previous code, then just paste it. Then you can see this shows us in the warnings, right? So if we remove this package, it is not showing the warnings. So let's try to edit it once again so that we will be clear with this. First, import this part. So maybe it is coming from the type.kt. So let's open for type.kt and let's check for it. Typography is equals to typography function. It is correct only, right? While typography is equals to typography. So So you can see what changes I did. I just removed the spelling, the previous one spelling, and then just I selected for the UI one, which we have with our project one. So let me just show you that once again. You can see I have removed the first spelling and I have selected for the com.example.superhero.ui1. So make sure to select this one only. Then now the warning is gone, right? The error is gone, warning is there. You can ignore this warning. So let's move to the next step now. Now we need to create this one. So we are done with this part, right? Here is hero screen.kt. Are we done with that? No, right. So until this we are done. So let's create this one. So because I was doing Control Z undo process, so that file is gone from here. So we will now create the same file again. New Kotlin, then select file and just make sure to create this one. Once you are creating this, let's write code for this. So I need to write the code and I will be just typing it. You just watch or you can just go through this code. You will find this code in the GitHub repository of this solution code also. You can see here in the solution you will get it. So I will be typing the code till the time. Let me just type the code. Once I am done with that, you will be familiar or it will be easy to understand. It will be easy to understand. So I will be typing this entire code. So firstly, we need to create a composable function, right? So make sure to create the composable function. Then within the composable function, we need to create a function. So I will name it as hero screen, right? Hero screen. Then let's create the content within it. So for right now, I will be just keeping it like this only. Then we will just check for what we can do. Okay, we will be adding a column. We need a column, right? So let's add column. Column. If we are adding column, then we need to add a modifier, right? Let's add the modifier. So modifier equals to modifier. Then fill max. We will be making it fill max. So you can see fill max. Once it is done, we will be giving it some padding, right? So just select the padding one. Padding. The padding size we will give it as 16.dp. Once you are done with this much, so let's just keep this as it is, right? So let's create one new function here for hero item. You can refer this or you can refer to the material theming material theming Codelab. I'm just referring to it and I will be just writing the code. You just go with the code or you can just copy paste the entire solution code. But I recommend to type this code, then only it will be easy to understand you. So you can see what I am typing and you can type with me also. So here we are creating one hero item. In that it must be having hero and it should be hero, okay. Then we will be adding it as a modifier, right? Modifier is important. Then modifier equals to modifier. Modifier equals to modifier. So I will select it as modifier. Okay, once it is done, you can see it is showing us to import. So just take your cursor to it and so hero item must be in a body. It is asking us to create, it must be in a body. So let's create a body. In body, we will be creating, firstly, we need this in the column format. So one is name and one is description. So we will create it in a column format. So let me write for the column. For this column we will be giving a modifier equals to modifier weight, modifier equals to modifier weight, and weight we will be give it as 1f. So this was given in our previous video, in the previous lab also. So then it is asking us to create the function. So let me just, okay, it is just showing me this part. I will just make sure that the spelling part is correct, right? Modifier dot weight. So it is still showing me the warning or the error part. We can say error, it is there. So let's keep this for now, right? This, it is showing us error. We will be just importing that the error. We will be removing it. Before that, let me just move to the next step. That is, we need to add the text as name is a text. Text. Within this text, we will be adding the name, right? Text equals to string resource, hero dot name resource. Once we are done with this part, so let me just check why it is showing me the red mark. Hero dot name. Okay, hero dot name. We will keep it as it is. It is asking us to import this model, right? So let me just check once. Click on import class. Let that hero class be imported. Then it is creating an extension for the weight. So you can see here this modifier has been came because I was typing with the suggestion that I took tab button. I pressed the tab button, so it took this part. So let me check once again. So okay, we are done with this part. So let me just move to the next line. So text we are done with. So we will give it as a style. There must be a style to it. So style we will give it as material theme. You can see material theme. Material theme. Within material theme, we will be using the typography. And typography here you can see here it is given typography display for the name it is display small. So just move to the display small and click on the tab button. Now we are done with the first text part. So let's take the second text part also. So again within this one, same we need to just add this one with the string resource as hero dot description name. So description resource. Then comma. Then we will be selecting a style. Selecting a style, right? Let me just move it back. Style. For style, we will use same material theme dot typography. Now, typography, you can see it is mentioned here body large. So let's type for the body. Now you can see the suggestion is given. Once you are done with this, let's save this code. So still this modifier is giving us a warning. Sorry, it is an error. So unresolved function. Modifier, not modifier. So simple modifier. Okay, I will just remove this line once again. I will type it. So you can see still it is showing the same. Are we missing with any module? So it is showing us here error, but let's keep this as it is. We will be checking it once again. So let me save my code and let's check it for now. I will just remove this. This one I will keep it right like this. And can I see this one? So preview we have not wrote here. So let me just check once if it is coming or not. So here we need to call this code, right? So you can see it is showing us it is empty. So let's call here hero screen. So hero, you can see hero screen function we will call. Then I will just call the same hero. So you can see it is asking us to create once again separate theme. So let's move to the themes. So here capital H, make sure to modify it as same. Then let's move to this. You can see errors are gone. Now let's check for the preview. So middle build is going on, rendering preview. So you can see it is completely empty. Now it should take the content from this we have added here. You can see in this will be the main function. It will be calling to this function, and you can just see here in this function we need to make the changes. Still we are not done yet. So we have just given it as name dot and we did not call it completely. So it is not yet coming. So hero item modifier, we are done with this part, right? So let me just check card elevation we need to do. Lazy column we need to also add. So first we will do with this part. So card elevation. So you can see we are done with this just body part. So let me just take this column into the row so that I can implement the image part also. Click on this bulb like icon, then surround with widget. Click on the row. We are done with this part. We will just move it down and we will type this for the image one. Image within this we will be calling it by the painter equals to painter. So this square brackets painter equals to painter resource. Painter resource function. We will take hero dot image resource Then we will just specify it with the content description. Content description is equals to string resource with hero dot name resource. So we are done with this one. Let's move to the next line. So we will add here a modifier. Modifier equals to modifier. Then we will give it a size. So you can see the size is mentioned here as 72. You can see box layout size. So let's give size as 72.dp. So you can see size is showing us red color. Just import that one, modifier size. Then just press enter. We need to give the padding. Padding, you can see padding. Let's say the space between the image and the text is 16 dp. You can see here this one. So padding will be start equals to 16 dp. dp. Now let me just save this one. So we are done with card elevation. We need to do it. So card elevation also, let me just add. We have not made this in card, so still we are going to make it. Let me just check once. Is there any change in the code? So in the preview part? No, still here it is not showing us anything. So let's move to this one. Now you can see we are done with this clip radius 8dp. We are not done with this yet. So we will be doing this card elevation. We need to add padding. We are done with this height of the list and all. So let's make it for the card. So just select all, click on this icon, then surround it with, I'm taking it as row. You can see within row, it took it as row. So I just remove this row and I will type it for card and function. So you can see now it is entirely in the card. So let me just give the elevation for card elevation equals to the description card defaults dot card elevation. So elevation is given as 2dp, 2.dp. So elevation is done. Now after this elevation, we need to add the shape. So you can see here clip radius of 16. So we will be shaping it. So let's move to the shape. Shape is equals to round. You can see rounded corner shape. Click on that. And you can see it is mentioned as to take 16 dp. Once you are done with the 16 dp, just move to it and just click on next line. We will be adding the modifier. Modifier equals to modifier then weight we will be weight not we will be adding it to fill max width we will take fill max width. After this I will take for the height height it is mentioned, right? So height is given here as 72 dp and 16 dp padding. So 72.dp. Now you can see I am done with this part. Still this elevation is showing us some error. Create a parameter called as elevation. So if I click on this, what it is making the changes, right? Where is the elevation? So let me just check once again. I'll just remove this one, it is not bigger. So for elevation, still it is showing us warning. No parameter named as elevation. Why it is showing this? Um, Let me just check for the preview. Is it okay or still it is showing us empty? So there is warning as per this elevation. So let me check if I type it as capital elevation, will it work? But it should not be the capital one. We need to type for, okay, elevation is equal. So now it is done. Okay. So let's check for the preview. You can see preview will be always from the main activity.kt file. So make sure to check the preview from the main activity.kt file. So it is still showing us completely empty. Why it is showing this part? Okay, hero item it is not taking. Save delete hero item. Save delete this hero item. In hero screen we are done currently. Hero screen we have taken it as name. It should show the view, but it is not showing the heroes list. If I change these heroes to hero, will it work? No. Let me just keep it as it is. Okay. Object heroes repository, right? Heroes repository. It is correct, but still it is showing us some problem here. This must come dark color as it is showing us in the light color. Hero item. Why it is showing us in the light color? So this is showing us to the right. Let me check once again if hero item is equals to. Okay, here we did not call anything, so it is showing us in the light color. So you can see I have missed here to add hero item. So I will just call this hero item function, right? So hero item, okay, it must not be empty, so I will just add it as hero. Okay. If I add it as hero, is it working? Oh, let me just check it once. Create local variable called as hero. It is asking us to create hero. So let me check for heroes H capital. Now there are two more mistakes that I use in term hero unexpected. So within hero item, we have not created that It is showing. So let me just modify this part. We need to call hero item, right? So hero we need to call here. You can see hero, then modifier also it is needed. So let me just so first let me just check once if I remove this part. So I will remove this part and I will check once. So you can see these all heroes are showing as warning, zero local variable not found. So we need to keep this part. Modifier is equals to modifier. It is also correct. So for one single we are done with this, right? So there are 6 of them. So we will create it with the lazy column. So I will just edit this. So let me just check once. If I'm adding here heroes repository, that is I'm calling it from the heroes repository dot heroes for each. You can see I am using here for each function to call these heroes. So for each what I want hero. You can see it is suggesting us hero. Then here we will take this part. So I'll just cut this here and I'll just paste it here. So within this I want hero. So now is it okay? Yes. You can see the code is now sure okay. So let's check for the preview of the main activity once again. Oh, you can see here all of these cards are created, but you can see the image is in the column format only. It is not in the row. So we need to make these changes. You can see this preview in the main activity.kt. Let's move to the hero screen. I will just close this theme. Type is also not needed for now. Hero KT also we can close it. We not need this part. We will keep the repository part. So now in the heroes main, you can see it is not showing properly. Within row, there is a column. In column, there are 2. So I have created this image in the column. So let me just remove this image from column. So I will just select it entirely. Control Shift, hold both and click the down arrow. You can see it is out of the column now. Once it is out of the column, just click once for the backspace. Oh shit, which has gone. No for the backspace. For this removing this tab, what we can do? Okay, we need to just take it alignment properly. So, okay, make sure to take it as outside the column. So it was in the column, so the after the image was coming below the text part. So now let me show you the preview of this. You can see it is rendering the preview. So you can see now it is showing the image at the right side, but it is not exactly at the end of that. So you can see the boxes is also not correctly aligned, but you can see here cabin bold and cabin regular format is correctly done. Column part is correctly done. Image is in the row. But now we need to just adjust the padding part and all. So let me just move to the heroes screen. Now let me just check it once again. So what can be made the changes so that it will be fixed correctly. So in column modifier, we need to add the weight, right? Let me check weight and weight I will give it as 1F. Now let's check the change. Let's wait for it to complete. So when I give the weight, you can see it has shifted to the end part here. So, but image is not rounded. So you can see it is not curved round at the corners, but cards are correctly done. So let us just move to the code once again. Now, after this, we need to align it right. It should be aligned properly. So within this column, so not in the column, in the row we will take. We will give function to the row. So let's give the function to the row. For this main row, I will be giving the padding and all. For that, we need to add the modifier. Modifier is equals to modifier. Now you can see we need a padding. So correct padding we need. You can see that it is given as 16 padding. That is 16 it is given. So let me just give the padding of 16. 16.dp. Now once we are done with the padding, we will max width. We will give it as a fill max width. So fill max width. Once we give it as fill max width, then we will align that. So alignment is also important, right? For that, we will give it as vertically alignment equals to alignment the center vertically. You can see it is suggesting us correctly. So let me just save this code and let's check for the preview now. You can see the changes now. So you can see now it is correctly, images are correctly shown. But now you can see there is no gap as it is shown here. We need the gap between them. For that, we will add a spacer. So we will add the spacer. So let me just show you the spacer, where we need to add, why we need to add. All I will show you. Once you will go through this, you will be understanding it easily. So we have given this card and we have took this as a column. So we will make it as lazy, as it is said to use the lazy column. So let me just edit it to the lazy column, right? Lazy column. Now you can see in the lazy column, we need to add a function or we need to add this part, right? So I have done this modifier is equals to this correct. Size we gave the padding. Now let's give it as a, we will give it vertical alignment, right? Vertical arrangement. So it is suggesting for the modifier of vertical arrangement, but it is not a vertical scroll it is showing, but we will type for the vertical arrangement. So let me take my cursor on this. Unresolved. It is showing unresolved. Okay, you can see it is showing me error because I have not given here comma. Then I will just move it. You can see vertically spaced by. We will use here spaced by. So space. Let me just type it. Arrangement dot spaced by, and I will give it a 16 padding, 16.dp. So let me take my cursor and add this. So let me check if it is adding this one. Okay, we are done with this part, right? It is showing here inputting griddle. So griddle synchronizing is happening once again. layout arrangement is shown. So let this process get complete. We will wait for few seconds. So still we need to make these changes in our this part, because here we are using this for each, right? So you can see this height is we have given here height as this one. Height is 72. Now this process is completed. Let me just, is asking us to create the composable space. No, it should not ask. So let me just Control Z, undo this process. So let me just remove this part again and remove it. So vertically arrangement, not arrangement, we need to add alignment or arrangement. We need to add arrangement only because we are arranging that, right? So paste point is not giving why. Let me just check arrangement dot. So we need to use small s. I was using capital S, so it was not giving. So make that changes here. Then DP. Now it will be showing correct. So now you can see here it is showing some error. So it is asking us to composable invocation can only happens from the context of the composable function. So it is showing us this error. You can see our warning. So let me just change this part. We remove this for each function, that for each method, and let this skip this one. I will just add this into the items function. So I will create here items function. Items, you can see items function. So once you create it in the items function, so you can see the changes. Now this, let me check warning what it is giving. So import extension for lazy list. So just click on that. Now it is done. So let's move to our preview. You can see we will just wait for it to complete the rendering preview. It is refreshing. So you can see we are done with this part now. So we are done with this one, right? Once we are done with this, so any changes still left in the code? For example, for the text part here, no, we are done with this, right? This much part is done. After you finish the implementing, your app should match the following screenshot. So let me just show you this by running in my application in my emulator device. So just click on run. Let's wait to it to be completed. You may say this video is very lengthy because I'm using this, I'm typing it and I'm just making it step by step. And it is giving me errors, and I'm just trying to correct those errors so that next time while doing, I should not get those error ones that again. For that, I'm just making this video lengthy. I am not editing this entire video from first to end. I am just keeping it continuously doing. Sometimes it is taking too much of time to complete this entire project, but it doesn't matter. Once you are learning once you are a learner, make sure to learn it in perfect way. If still you are getting errors, warnings, then only will be learning it. Once you try to debug those errors and warnings, it will be easy to understand and easy to learn. So step by step line coding, if you understand that part, then only you can just modify any of the application or any of the code depending on these basics. These all are the basic parts. So this is just practice lab, code lab. So you can just ignore this code lab also, but I suggest that don't ignore any practice code labs or any practice codings that are practice problems. Just take trials, try to code them, try to edit them, try to modify them. And in that process, you will be facing some problems like you will be getting frustrated with those errors. It will be very horrible situation for you to understand those errors and do. But there will be a second mind thought that let's copy it to the ChatGPT and let's solve it. Then at that point, you will just see that we will just copy paste it to the ChatGPT and it will show us the correct fixed output and it will give it correctly. But when we give it to ChatGPT and we complete that, we don't try that code or we don't think that why what was the our mistake and why we were not able to complete it, and we just go on depending on that ChatGPT or any AI. I don't say that we should not use AI, or I don't disagree to the using of the Gen AIs or the any agentic AIs, any AI products or any softwares, but be sure that you should understand what is AI doing and what you should do. So as we all are in this still learning phase, we should learn each and every code part by part or line by line, you can say. Once you learn it by your own self, means once you learn it properly, it will be very helpful to you. So this was just a suggestion. You can just ignore it because it was taking time. So I was just talking some outside this topic, but you can just ignore that part. So let me just check. See, my emulator is not responding correctly. So I will just close that. Still, it is not responding properly. But as I think so, my emulator is in the dark theme, so it is not showing us proper output like this one. So let me just wait for a few minutes or 2 seconds. Let's wait. So you can see my entire Android Studio is lagging and it is not supporting properly. So let me just wait. So in this step, we are done with this part. So we will just move to the next part. So here, next part, we need to add the top app bar. So we need to just add here top app bar. So for that, I will just show you how we can add that top app bar. So that changes we need to make in the code only, right? So we will make that change in our main code, right? So let's, still it is not, okay, you can see now it is maybe not check or so you can see it has been activated. So I just go on home and you can see now it is installed 2 times and it is showing two applications, but it will be showing just one application in your device if you are running it properly. Here in my system it is showing two times. So you can see it is in the dark theme. I will just make it as a light theme. So just click on search settings. So let me type it as dark theme. You can see dark theme display. So it is taking time to just respond back. So let me check. It is showing us same again problem. So I will just remove this theme part. So it is showing us. So you can see system UI isn't responding. It is showing. So wait. Let me just close up. You can see it is stuck. It's completely stuck in my device. So what can we do? Let me just check for build and clean the project. So Gradle build running is going on. Let it complete once. Let me check. Okay, you can see my emulator is now responding and showing. So you can see it is again and again. So it is taking load and it is loading on my RAM as my RAM is low, less capacity, less amount. So we just check once again. So you can see storage full something that notifications came here above. Let me just close this one. Once I will switch it to the light tune, we'll just move to this part. So let's wait for a few seconds or a few minutes it may take. You can just skip this part where when this kind of loading or processing is going on, you can just skip those parts in the video, but make sure that you understand the video completely. So you can see it is not showing me. So I'll just move back. So you can see this device is completely stuck. Let me just close this app. Then I will just check if it is working. So I can't see any changes here. So let me just check once for the storage of the device. I will just edit it. So you can see Pixel 6, it is there. I will just click on additional settings. And here internal storage is 8 GB, 2 GB RAM. So heap size I will just increase. Let's increase it to 512. And RAM, storage, internal storage, I will increase it to 16 GB. Click on finish. You can see changes will be applied on restart edition. So just click on this stop. It is shutting down. Then again we will start it. So it must work now as we have increased the heap size. So let me just check if it is still working slow. Then I will just show you in the preview part, that is in the preview split section, and you will just see that same in your emulator also. So let this get started. Till that time we will just go through this part. In the main activity, add a composable to display the top app bar, and add to the top app bar. It could be the app name. Align it in the center, both vertically and horizontally. So we need to make it as display large. And you can see we need to just add this top app bar to our application. So in the main app dot, so we need to create this in the main activity. So let's wait for this to complete. Once it is completed, I will switch it to the live theme. Then I will just run this application once again. So it will be showing us similar to the previous output. Then you can see here customize the status bar, and we need to just customize it by using this color, this entire set up age to age. This function, you can see this function, private function is mentioned. Then also you can see use the scaffold to the display the top app bar. Refer to the, you can refer to this code also, top app bar material design 3. So you can see now device is active. Let me just open settings. So it is still working slow, but let it work slow. So now green is not visible, right? Okay, now it came. I'll just click on this search settings and I will search for dark. So you can see a dark theme is already given. We will just close this. We'll switch it off. Once we switch it off, you can see. So system was not able to do. Okay, we are done with this. Now let's run this application in our device. I've just clicked it for home, so it will take some time to respond. You can see it is taking some time to respond, but no worries. Just click on this run now. Let this build Gradle and this running part completes. Once it will be completing here, you will see the preview here. So you can see it is available. So till the time, let me show you the top app bar. Just click on this. Once you click, it will redirect you to the new page. There, I will show you that entire part here. You can see app bars. Then you can just scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Search app bar you want, you can go. You will just check for the Jetpack Compose Expressive. So you can check this one or you can check for this one. So let's click on one. Overview, and here this is showing some part. You can see my system is not responding properly. So let me just finish this one and I will stop this device. Then only my system can work properly, or else it will be stucking and freezing the screen again and again. So you can see my cursor is not changing. It should change when you click on or you take your cursor on that. So I'll just close this window for now. Let this Gradle build complete once. Once I will show you output, then I will just close this and I will stop this here and we will move to this part. So for now, you can just check this one. Click on this link, it will be redirected to new page. There you go with the Jetpack Compose. There you will find some top app bar codes. There will be the codes. We'll be finding them those there. So I'll just make those changes in our main activity. So this was the preview of our main activity, right? I'll just hide that part. So still this is showing in progress, you can see. Refreshing the okay, that part is done. You can cancel it, but let it work. Let it go on. So you can see it is still stucking a lot. So I'll just stop this here. I'll stop this simulator too so that I can just move with the next steps. Shutting down the emulator. But still you can see this build Gradle is showing us below. So you can see I will just stop this one. See error running app it is showing. I have stopped it. I will show this one at the last so that it will be not be that messy. So let's click on this link. Once you click on that link, it will be redirecting you to the new page. Here, you just scroll down. You will find Jetpack Compose. Click on that. See here. Here are n number of the bars. So that is app bars are given. You can see this one. Headline medium, title large, small. You can check this all. You can see here sample code is also given. Right? From here you can copy paste the entire code and just go with this. See here this title is here. Then they are using this inner padding list part. You can just see top app bar. So we will just copy this part. Small top app bar example it is short saved then top app bar. Okay, we will not copy, we'll just type it, right? We will just check here. Click on this link, it will might be it will redirecting us to some other page. Okay, it is not redirecting, but it is. Yes, you can see it is open here. Overview is open. You can just go this entire part. This is all understanding for your purpose. So you just go with this all and try to understand it. I'll just close this one. As I close this one. Now let me just move here to the main activity. In the main activity, we will create composable function. Let me just write composable. Composable compiler. No, composable. So composable. So it is asked us to create the top app bar. So for that, I will name the function as hero top, right? Hero top bar, I will give it hero top bar. So you can see I have given it as hero top bar function and then we will just move it here. So now we want it to be center both horizontally as well as the vertically. So let's go with the center align top bar function. Within that, we will take it as a title, right? It is a title. Title equals to. Then we will give it as a text. For this text, we will add a function. Text. So text is equals to string resource. You can see string resource. Now resource ID. There is a ID for resource, but we will just go with this part. R dot string dot app name. So you can see it is suggested. So after this, we are implementing this string resource from the strings.xml file. So now we will give it a style. So style is equals to material. You can see material theme. So function we don't need. We will it as material theme dot typography. So typography dot, you can see it is said us to take as style as display large. So display, you can see display body large, display small, display medium, display large. Just click on that. Once you are done with this, you can see it is showing us some underline below. So line is coming here. So just click on that. Opt it in the experimental and just click on that. It will create this class here. Once this is done, just save your code. Now Now we have added this code, right? We have added this part, but as we know that we need to make this part function. So for that, what we should do, you can see here. So this is directly given, right? We will add here a surface. So let me just move below this. I will add here surface. You can see surface function. Within this function, I will give a modifier. Modifier is equals to modifier. Once I am done with this, I will just take this function and I will just paste it here. You can see I am done with this part, right? Now, once I am done with this part, so we need to make this change in our hero screens.kt file also, right? So let's move to this file. We want it before our code, right? We need it here. It is said as use scaffold to display at the top of the refer to the top up. Okay, yeah, we need to just make changes here. So before this lazy starts, so we will add here a scaffold. So scaffold function. Within this function, we will add it as a top bar equals to, we will take it within this. In top bar, we will add this with the hero. We will call that function, right? Hero top bar. Just call this. Now you can see it is showing us error. Why? Because this here, we will just click enter. Now this entire lazy column should be within this one, scaffold. So I will just select this lazy column. Then after selecting it, Alt Shift, hold those both and click upper arrow. Once you click upper arrow, it will shift upwards. Once it is done, just leave the Alt and Shift button and press Tab button. You can see it is switching the alignments. Make sure that correct alignments are done. You can see now it is showing still some warnings. So still errors it is showing. So let's keep this here. Oh, sorry. I pressed enter, so it was vanished. So now, as we know that we are using this lazy column. For that, we need padding values, right? So let's give the padding values here. Once we give this one, you can see it is gone. The warnings is gone. Now we can see here, surpass the unfold annotations. It is asking us to surpass it. So let's check once alignment. That is, we will check once complete indentations. You can see if I'm clicking on this, what it will make, it will just surpass it. So I don't want it. So let me just check if it is correctly done or not. You can see here. Done. Okay, we are done with this part, right? But still it is showing us the error. Let me just check for it. Content padding parameter value is not used. So padding values is not never used. Padding values. So let me just check. Spelling ones if padding values. We are correct with the spellings. So let's check for this one. Should work, but let me just check once here. You can see now it is correctly shown, but it will be not running our project. Maybe this will give us warning error while as it is this showing this one. So let me just check once again why it is giving this error, because you can see here we have not mentioned the padding values. So let's mention the padding values here. Dot padding within padding it has a padding values. Now you can see the error is gone, right? So let's take this part. Now you can see error is gone. So why this error was occurred and why it was showing us error? This will be the question for you to check. So because this is the syntax for this top up bar, you can just go to, you will find this solution for this question why we need to add this padding values here. You can just click on this link and you can go through the documentation of this. Now you can see we are done with this part, right? Let's check the preview. Is there any changes? So it is compiling, rendering the preview. It should show top app bar, right? You can see it is showing now superheroes here. But still we need to make it modifications. So you can see here, this is the steps. We will just go with the steps. Now theme.kt, in theme.kt. So let's open theme.kt. This is theme.kt. You can see it is said that add this new method to change the status bar and navigation bar color from edge to edge. So you can see this part we need to add. Where is this part? So it is not given here, right? So we will just add this part, copy this entire code and just move to the last and I will just paste it here. Now you can see now there are again errors. Just take your cursor on those and just import the files and the functions. You can see here UI graphics which you can use. Just select first one. Let's check if it is showing error. We will change it. So now these errors are gone, right? Now you can see in the superheroes theme function. So theme function where it is. This is the superhero theme function, right? Here function call the set up edge to edge function from within a side effect block. So you can see here, this is the side effect block. We need to call it from here. So you can see superhero theme, then color, this entire code. Then you will be seeing this entire code. Then you will see this one. You can see here the preview is given. It means we need to make the changes where it is shown. So just add this entire line, copy this one and add this in this one. See, once you add this line, now we have done with this part, right? So let's check if there is any changes. So let's move to the preview and once it will be refreshed, we will see what are the changes. So you can see we can't see any changes here. It is not showing any changes. So as they are shown here, we will just comment these three lines, right? We will comment these three lines, control /. Once we are done with this part, now let's check for the preview. So we can see this preview from here, right? So let me just close this one and move to the main menu. Now rendering preview. So this is done, but it is not showing any changes, right? So this is final look of our project only. So let me just run this once in my device. So let me just click on run. Once I click on run, let's check if it is coming correctly. This is the day theme. Now I'll just move to the dark theme and I will show you in the emulator. So Gradle build running, it will take some time. Let's wait for it to complete. You can see here waiting for all target device to come online. It is showing, but my still device is not activated. That is, it is still showing starting up. So you can see booting. Once it is done, you can see here booting. So let's wait for the device to be active. So if this will show us this entire our outlook of our, that is overview of our application, then this finishes our lab. So you can just click on next. See, here is the code, solution code. If you want the solution code, please go through this link. Just click on this download zip file. You will find the solution within that. Or you want to view it online, then just click on view it on GitHub. Then the directory of that entire folder will be opening here. You can see the entire directory. You can just go through the code which you want. So for example, if you want to see the code for the resources files or any of the files, you can see here font. You want to check for font, for drawable, you can just check from here. So few of the viewers just they comment that they want codes. But I suggest you that please go through this entire video, or directly you can just skip and you will just be reaching to the end of this video. You will see this in every video. We will get this solution in every video. Just click on this download zip file and you will just download the code and unzip it and just run your application. You will see the entire output of the entire code, or you will be finding their entire code. So because of the YouTube's restrictions, we can't copy paste this code, like angle brackets will be not taking, it will be not exceeding the amount of number of lines. After a few lines, it will be just not taking the next copy paste. It is not taking the documentation. So you can see here app is installed, but it is system UI isn't responding. It is showing. So this day theme, that is light theme, is correctly done. Now let's switch to the dark theme. So let me see, is it responding? So my device is not responding here. You can see the same for the dark theme also. So this was for the light theme. Now we will check for the dark theme. You can see my system is still lagging so much. That is, this emulator is not working properly. So let's wait as it will respond. We will just move the steps forward. Or you can just switch your device to the dark theme and you can just check the output. I'll just show you the output. You can see. You can see here two applications are showing. So I've just clicked on the start settings, and it is still so slowly opening. This is the main problem because of my system's RAM. My system RAM is just 8 GB, so it is not responding properly. So let's wait. Let me just stop this application, then let's check is it responding. First it is stuck in same. So let's check now if our device is working correct or still it is. So now let's check. So still it is showing us. Let's click on closer. It is directly closing entire emulator, that is entire device. Let me just switch to the dark theme and I will just show you this output. So you can see this dark theme. Let's click on switch it on. So I will just switch it on. You can see it is switched to on. Now let's run this application once again. So this process will take too much of time. You can see more than 5 to 10 minutes it is taking. But in your system, it will be not taking this much time. If your system is good enough to run the emulator, virtual emulators, then it will just will show up in seconds. So let me just wait until this output to be shown on the screen. So you can see it is not responding yet. Let's wait at the process get complete, then I will just check it. You can see build a Gradle build finished in 1 minute. It took 1 minute to finish just to build Gradle. Now launching device install the application successfully. Now it will open this one. Let's wait. You can see it is open. Now as we have switched to the dark theme, let's see the output of this dark theme. And it must show like this, but it depends on your coding also. There might be some padding changes or some value changes in our code so that it will be not showing exactly same, but it will be similar to this one. As we have seen the light theme, we will just check for the dark theme. So let's wait for 4 more seconds so that this will complete this entire code lab. Once it ends, I will just finish the session here. If you are facing still any errors or any problems and any of those step you didn't understand, just go through the video once again, or you can just skip. You can just move the video back. So once you can just see from backside where from which concept, from which part you didn't understand, and just play the video from there and just try to understand. If still not understanding, then you comment me or you just join my community. Then I will just solve your problem. So you can see it is taking too much of time. So let me just see closed. Now let's open this. So it is showing just logo and it is not still opening the entire code, right? So this is not opening code. This might be the problem because we have made these changes, right? We have just set up edge to edge. We have added this code, but you can see in the theme part, that is in the theme, we have commented this entire code. So it may be possible that it is not showing the output. So let me check once. If I uncomment these 3 lines, just save my code and let's run this code once again. You can see now it is responding but good than the previous one. So let me just clean this part. So it opened. So we can see this theme in the dark theme it is also opening, but still we made the changes. This was not required. You can see it is just running correctly. So this ends our Codelab here. So I will just show you the preview of this main and I will just stop this part here. See, you can see this entire code. So this it terminated the app and now it will be showing the app once again. It is running. So you can see in the dark theme it will be showing correctly. So this preview part is correct. Now let's wait for the emulator on the device. You can see rendering preview. This is for this part, and this will be for emulator. Let's wait. So as you saw the video, the previous output, it was correctly showing. As we clicked on the build or we clicked on the rerun, so it is just showing this part. So let me just close and check the application. You can see emulator is stuck in still. So I will just end this session here. So make sure to subscribe to my channel and keep the notifications on so that further videos, if I will upload, then it will just come to you as soon as I upload. You can see my entire Android Studio is not responding correctly. Okay, it just flipped the phone. So you can see it located. Let's check why it did. I don't know. So, so you can see this part, it is just working, but it does flipped. So let me just flip it here from here, okay? Click on go. You can see still it is not responding. So I will just end this session here. Thank you for watching.